And welcome back to Valkyrie Warzone pilots. In this video we are going to look at the heavy class of fighters that are available for you to punch your way through the battle space. Please check my previous video on the assault class of fighters you can fly if this set of heavy fighters does not appeal to you. While the assault class of fighters are supreme all-round performers in space, built for being agile and for speed, the heavies are all about dealing damage and taking a pounding. These are Valkyrie's tank class, devastating everything in their way with massive firepower and taking the brunt of enemy fire thanks to their heavy armour. They're a bit slower than most, but with superior armour and shields there is nothing stopping it from becoming a dominant presence on the battle space. So let's have a look at the first ship on the table. Our first ship is the Scarab. There is nothing subtle about the Scarab. Its flak cannons will cause mayhem and destruction to anything that is unlucky to get in your way. Just point them vaguely in a direction and they'll dish out a bunch of damage. Its armour makes it a very tough foe to kill, and if you get caught with your pants down, its micro warp drive will get you out of trouble in an instant. Now without any upgrade, the base of the Scarab is an attack of 30, a defense of 40, a tech of 20 and a mobility of 10. Using these numbers will make a comparison on the fighters in the heavy class, which will make it a great starting heavy for any pilot wanting to sponge up a bit more damage. Though upgrading this can be customized to your playstyle and have you being supreme in the Warzone, as with all the other Valkyrie League. With the Scarab, you will be able to soak up a little bit more damage and deal out a little bit more yourself. In a close quarters fight you'll be happy to be in the cockpit of a Scarab. Its primary armament consists of a flak cannon. You shred anything at close range with high damage flak rounds that will also deal splash damage. They will need to recharge, so make your shots count as much as they can. Its secondary is a micro warp drive. If you need to get somewhere fast, or if you feel like you need to make a tactical withdrawal to get to safety, then this will give you a quick blast of speed and will do the job for you. Its ability is EMS. The electromagnetic shield can easily block incoming missiles, and it can also turn ship projectiles into EMP rounds to stop those pesky assault fighters on your back. Finally, its ultra is Void Storm. When you unleash this, you can turn moving ships into sitting ducks with this EMP bomb that stuns any unsuspecting enemies that get caught in its radius. And secondly, we have the Vulcan. The Vulcan's main attribute is its Gatling Laser. Once its rotating barrels spin up, they will amplify a rapid fire pulse beam through focused lenses to deliver an uninterrupted barrage of 80s neon death. It has no other weaponry, but it does come equipped with a micro warp drive. Like the Scarab, the Vulcan is built to take a beating. You can self-repair to fix your shields and armour, and its ultra will make you practically unkillable. The base stats of the Vulcan are an attack of 30, a defense of 30, just a marginal more squishy than the Scarab counterpart, but when you consider it has the ability to repair itself, its trade-off is worth it. Its tech is a base of 20, and its mobility has a base of 20, giving you a little more legroom to punch the throttle and dodge enemy fire if you need to. Its primary weapon is its remarkable Gatling Laser. As I mentioned previously, this is a fast shooting laser weapon that is bad news for anything at mid-range, but its accuracy does drop off over the continuous use, so keep your eyes on your target. Its secondary is a micro warp drive. There's not really much to say about this, then charge it up and off you go. The Vulcan's ability to be able to self-repair. If you find somewhere safe, activate your self-repair and you'll be able to recharge your armour and shield and be all nice and shiny again. And the Vulcan's ultra is Cocoon. Whilst this is activated, nothing can touch you. Just get right into the action and crack some hull plating. And our third heavy fighter is the Corvus. Now this is the pinnacle of a heavily tanked support fighter. Its main priority is to seek out, locate and disable the enemy with its ultra and its ability, before swiftly disposing of the enemy with its powerful flak weaponry. So this is a fighter better suited to those pilots with a more tactical gameplay in mind. The stats of the Corvus are as follows: an attack of 20, not as powerful as others but it can still dish out the pain. Defense of 30, meaning extra survivability in the battle space. Its tech rating is 30, as you would expect from a heavy support fighter, with sonar and to knock out cloaked ships and an ultra to shut down nearby enemies. And lastly, it has a mobility of 20. Pretty slow on the dodging, but as long as you have good teammates and play your support role right, then this should not hamper your effectiveness. The primary weapon of the Corvus attack consists of Tri-Flak weapon, a 3-shot burst that does high damage at close range that also causes splash damage to the surrounding area. Its secondary is not a weapon but a useful sonar. This must-have web system will reveal cloaked ships so you can spot them and take them out before they sneak up on your teammates or onto the objective. Its ability is one that we have covered in other fighters, the EMS, designed to block incoming missiles, and it also turns the ship's projectiles into EMP rounds. The Corvus Ultra is by far one of my most favourite in the fighters available. Once activated, any ship that is caught in its radius will be stunned, so you and your teammates can pick them off as you see fit. Which brings us to the last of the heavy fighters of this video, the Hydra. This fighter is that one friend that we all have that rushes the objective in full armor and equipped with nothing but an elephant gun, made to sponge damage and blow the enemy to smithereens. The Hydra doesn't come with a repair system or a micro warp drive, making it a little bit more vulnerable than the other heavies that are available. But it does come equipped with an ECM to protect you from incoming missiles, and when you deploy its Ultra, you can fly straight through the enemy force with impunity. As for its base power stats, the Hydra is distributed accordingly. It has an attack of 40, a defense of 20, a tech of 30, and a mobility of 10, making it basically a punch to the face that should not be toiled with by the enemy. The primary armament of the Hydra is its flak cannon. As with previous flak boats, make sure you are at close range to deal heavy damage, and it will also cause a significant amount of splash damage. Its secondary is a long range rail cannon, so if your aim is true, have fun punching a hole through shields and armor from a more comfortable distance. The ability of the Hydra is one that should be of no surprise to you all, the ECM. You block missiles by shooting off a barrier of chaff around you. And finally we have the Hydra's Ultra, Spectre's Bond. You activate once it is fully charged and you will be immune from all types of damage for a very short amount of time, so make use of the time that has been given to you. So all in all, if you would like to pack a little bit more punch with added survivability, but be a little bit more susceptible in the terms of mobility, then just climb into a heavy and see how you like it. It may just be right up your alley. In the next installment we shall be looking at the most important fighter, well in my opinion anyway, is the support fighter. Everyone always forgets about the support, it's always about dealing the damage or taking more damage yourself, but the support is like your healer, you need them and do not piss them off. So once again, I leave you with some footage of some heavy fighter gameplay. As always, be excellent to each other and keep on partying. Fly safe everybody.
Fight to capture and deliver the relic, or stop the enemy from getting there fast. Teamwork is key if you're going to make the drop in one piece.